When adjusting the valves, you want to adjust them when they're on top dead center. There's two top dead centers. There's the compression stroke, which is just where we're at now. You can tell by these valves, both of them are loose. Now I'm going to make a full revolution. Coming up the top dead center again. And you can see now, both these valves are tight. You don't want to adjust the valves when it's on this top dead center. Both of these should be loose. So we're going to spin it around again. It does make a difference. And if you're putting something into the spark plug hole, don't put it all the way in. You don't want to break a pencil in there or wedge a screwdriver in there. Just have it there until you feel it coming up. You don't have to put it all the way in. Here we are. All right, let's make sure we're at the top. On some of the single head cylinders, I know it says to go to top dead center, bring it down 1/4 inch. I'm not sure if that's what should be done over here. We're just spinning this together now without the proper specifications. I know these should be anywhere between like 004 to 006, 007, and I believe the exhaust could go up to 8 thousandths. So let's see what we have. Filler gauge, this is a 9 thousandths. This is the way the 5 should fit, the 5, 6, maybe even 7. So this one's a little on the loose side. We'll tighten that up. This requires a number 30 torque, and the nut requires a 13mm wrench. So we'll loosen it up. We'll loosen the lock nut. Okay. And we'll tighten it down. When you turn this torque screw, look how tight that is. Turn it the other way. Look how loose that is, okay? The torque screw is for the adjustment, and the nut is to lock it down. I'm going to set both of these valves at 5 thousandths. Maybe this the exhaust at 6. See, that is way too tight now. Just want it to drag. That's perfect right there. Now to tighten it, put the wrench on it. Hold this as steady as you can and just tighten this down. Sometimes you'll catch it right away, and other times as you're tightening it, this will move and you'll have to readjust. Let's see what happened here. We're good. Just a little drag on it. You know what? I want to check something. Now this is 7 thousandths. I'm using 2 different failure gauges. We have that set at 5 thousandths. Let's see something. Let's check it out here. Here's 6 thousandths. Let's see. 6 thousandths fits in there. I want to make this a little tighter. I want to make it where the 6 thousandths can't fit in there, or just could barely fit. Okay, let's loosen it up. Okay, back at the 5. Okay. This is a little easier to do when you don't have a camera in your way. Just have to have a little patience. Let's see. I want it a little tighter. That's where I want it, right there. Let's see if I can hold it in that position. Okay, that's where I want it. Well, the 6 still fits. Let's see. Alright, the 6 fits in there, but the 7 doesn't. I'm going to leave it right where it's at. Make sure it's tight. Check it again. 7 doesn't fit. 6 doesn't fit now. Let's see. 5 fits, we're in shape. Nice drag on the 5. Okay, this is right where we want it. Now this one down here, we have let's see what we have. 7 fits tight. 6 has a drag. This one we'll leave it alone. I'm just going to rotate this one time just to make sure it stays at that setting. I might have another problem with this. There should be a little skip on this one as it's going up and down for the pressure release. Let me see what we got here. Just want to make sure this didn't move after turning it a few times. 6 is good. 7 doesn't make it. Okay, we're good with this. Now we have the valve cover to put back on, and we have the new gasket to go with it. If these gaskets hold up, this was a good price on this set. It also came with the gasket for the tailpipe for the muffler, which we don't need because we never took it off, but it's there. Let me gather up all the screws that go into here and we'll finish this installation. I have the bolts in place now. I just have to tighten them up. Yeah, John, you go. Johnny wants to lend a hand. Okay, you can go fast with that. Go until it touches.
Oh.
Okay, keep going. Go faster than that. This one. Johnny came in on the mop-up part of the repair. Okay,
They're not snug at all.
Okay, now come back up to this one. Now these should be, I believe these are 100 inch-pounds also. Now go across this way. Make it tight.
Is this one of the screws that you lost?
No, not this one. That's good. This one. Tight.
Tight?
Not super tight, just snug. Okay. Sit in that. That's what don't put your body into it. You snap it right off.
I've been doing that with the other ones. All good.
Now we have the 2 bolts to tighten up that hold the intake manifold for the carburetor. Second screw is underneath. You need the extension for this. Okay, carburetor's connected. Head's connected, valve cover's connected. Now for this piece. Okay, here's the piece that drove me crazy. It has that screw that goes underneath. There's one bolt. As I was saying in the first video, it might be easier just to bend this out rather than having to take it off. But that's your choice if you decide to do this. Move this camera over. Johnny, come here.
Uh-oh. Need a hand?
No, thank you.
Alright.
You know what? Place first.
I'll hold it.
Okay, you can hold it there. Something's not right here. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, that's right. Okay, just hold it like that. The screw that goes in here that holds the cowling on, this was missing for the longest time. Since I can remember. It's too small to go by hand. The screw's not that long. What's going on here? See it?
I heard it go down here.
I dropped the screw that holds this on, so for now I'm just going to put the fuel pump on. When I lower this tractor from the ramps, I'll look for that other screw and reattach it underneath. Over here. And we have, get that in there. Oh, there goes another screw. This is one of the big disadvantages of working outside. Okay, now you have to get the muffler back on. We took this muffler off before, not to have to remove that pipe. And this just slides right in. Put this back up in here. And there's two bolts that go on the side, one on each end. Okay, we have the fuel line to connect. Okay, once you have the fuel line there, you have to put the little clamp on. There you go. That's taken care of. Fuel line's connected. Muffler's on. Now the heat shield for the muffler. Just these two screws hold this plate on. All right, muffler's on, the heat shield's on, fuel pump's connected, the fuel line's connected. I removed the coil in the beginning to make it a little easier for the video and didn't have to take it off. I'm going to get that back on, then I'm going to show you how I gap it. Now, this piece here is missing a screw on the bottom, and it's missing a screw over here. Both of them fell. Once I get this tractor off the ramps, I'll look for those two screws. This screw originally was over here for the cowling, but I put it over here. This was a missing one to begin with. I didn't lose that one. All right, let me go get a business card, get that coil, and we'll be back. Before I put the coil on, I cleaned this magnet up a little bit. I don't have 100% of the rust off, but it's cleaner now than it was. Before I cleaned it up, this is what it looked like. And the coil itself, I put it on the wire wheel and I cleaned this up. So now to install this coil, on this Briggs, it'll actually tell you which side is up. See this? It says this side out. Oh, besides cleaning the surface here, I cleaned the top and the bottom. More so the bottom is important to make sure you have a good ground. Now, as far as the coil, which way does it go? Does it go this way? Does it go this way? You can see this is on the Briggs. This is an OEM. This is probably the original coil. It'll tell you right on the coil itself, cylinder side, this side out. So it's really hard to make a mistake with this one. Now to install it, get two screws. Before I install it, I'm going to put the kill wire on it because it's on the bottom. It just makes it a little easier. Less fishing around. There we go. That's for your shut off. I'll install the two screws. If you have this model, these screws require an 8mm socket or an 8mm wrench. Now I'm going to snug them down. Notice the gap. Now I'm going to roll the magnet all the way around. Oh, we got compression now. There's grass out of here. With the magnet in position of the coil, I'm going to use a business card to gap it. Even though I have the feeler gauges, this is what I've been using for years, and I never had a problem with this. When you loosen these two screws, the magnet will draw the coil into it. Once the coil is drawn into it, now we tighten it up. The magnet's pulling this wrench. All right, screws are good and tight. You want to be careful when you're tightening this down. It's going into the aluminum head. You don't want to strip it. So now it's gapped. Just turn the flywheel and pull the card out. That's it. The gap is set. And I have to change the oil. If you look at the first video, when I removed this valve cover, water came out. But I'm tempted to start it now just to see how it runs. But I know there's a good chance there's debris in that engine, possibly water. So in this case, patience is a virtue. I will be changing that oil. I like to change the oil when the engine's hot. You get it all out. But in this case, I'm going to drain it with a cold engine. and I'll be changing it again a little sooner than what I normally would. Also, this engine has a filter, so I'll be changing the oil and the filter at the same time. I should be able to wrap this up tomorrow. Today I had appointments in the afternoon and I just couldn't get to it until this evening. So hopefully I'll get this going tomorrow and I'll get to this lawn. Johnny cut the grass for me over here with a push mower, but this lawn, I don't know if the camera's doing it any justice, but this lawn is getting really high. We had over a week of rain, and today the sun was out bright and hot. This grass is just jumping up. That's it for this evening, and we'll be back tomorrow to see how she runs.